Hey, 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 we're back, mother flipper, what? Just come back from Ireland, and spoke to Nico, spoke to the police. They told us that this man, is it Jacques Marquet or something like that, was being put in a hospital. More than likely it's going to be by Flap and Guido. Now let's go and investigate. Oh, look at this dickhead. Whoa, he must have one big ass nose.
Hi,
What's his picture
my
like?
name's George Stobbart.
Yo, look at
Really?
that Duke.
If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
It's like a third of the size of his head. More than that. The double chin as well. Kind of looks like someone I work with, actually.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's
But
a
I'm a
matter
copper.
of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's
Not too shy.
why we have rules.
I take this
think I
guy's
ought
going to
to
be no
warn you
use.
that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Look at this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval type gemstone.
Yes, so I see.
I can't believe he
Remarkable.
actually shows it.
I have to take this gem to Marquet. He might be able to explain
Oh.
its significance.
My dear chap, Marquet has other things on his mind right now.
Like what?
His catheter, for one.
Thanks for your help.
Is this going to be one of those who look fine as fuck from behind, but when they turn around, they're like...
Excuse me.
"Damn." Oh, damn.
Yes, sir.
Is this
No.
the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh,
She
the
looks much
plants.
fitter there.
They were my idea.
Nah.
A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
I reckon the card might work. Because it says I'm Thomas Merlin, and that's the name he's been using in...
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
Here we go.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Nurse Grendel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thank you. Well, we
Thanks for
can
your
say
help, ma'am.
I,
You're
B,
welcome.
C, D, so we'll check I first.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Let's speak to the dude.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
What a prick.
It's a deal.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
Something tells me he's about
How
to.
come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Let's see if he'll do it.
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C.
Take a look at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's.
Okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Okay.
Do you recognize this powder?
Is that dandruff?
No way.
It sure looks like dandruff.
It's plaster.
Ugh.
Okay, what a weirdo.
Would this tool be any use to you?
No, sir. Mr. Shiny has no user-serviceable parts. whatever that means.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
You should never ever play with matches.
I know that, but
People get hurt when they do. They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
Bloody hell.
do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
What do you think of this, Sam?
Oh, boy. What is it?
A priceless gemstone, found in a medieval castle in Ireland. Get me into Marquet's ward, and it's yours.
I don't wear jewellery.
If this gem was yours, you'd be able to buy 100 Mr. Shinies.
Don't be silly. There's only one Mr. Shiny.
Alright, and I've had enough of this idiot.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Thought the matches had got in my mouth, and I was worried. Okay, so there's that, then does this lead down there as well, then I take it.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
So I unplug his machine.
As I tugged the plug out of the
Walk
socket,
round.
the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
See ya. Come on, let me click it. What the fuck? Okay.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Oh, it's like the pressure.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
Oh, bless.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Okay.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Can't nick anything off that. Let's speak to this dude.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Did they just put that on his knob?
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
3 months, no
What's your
diagnosis.
impression of Nurse Grendel?
I'll keep you
She's
there
a
unless you
very
die.
efficient young
Dying.
woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer. I'll come
No
back
reaction
later.
from him.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So he's the only one I can talk to. Let's try and get into this.
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Oh, Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish.
Okay.
Okay, let's...
You're gonna do it right this time. Oh, for God's sake. Anyone would know how to do it. You just wrap it round the fucking arm. The fact he's sticking his arm
You
out makes
don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
We'll just try again and hope that...
You haven't finished taking...
Right, let's see what happens now.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
Yes?
I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Is he gonna do it again?
You haven't finished...
Oh, for God's sake.
Will you keep quiet?
I'll keep...
I have to...
Oh, it's...
I'll come...
Alright then, so... Let's talk to her again and see if she'll teach me how to use it.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So let's go back this way. Where else is that? Let's try him, see what he says about it.
Hello.
Oh, no whistling, right?
Right. Are you having trouble with...
Yes, I am. I don't know what's got into him today. He keeps pulling his plug.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Shall we see if there's anything else in the closet?
The connector in the socket supplied electricity to the polishing machine.
Okay, obviously not. Oh, who's this? No. Yeah, that's it. Huh? Him.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Well, he's just had that. And I can't tell him to go and do the guy's blood pressure. So,
See you later.
Right.
maybe if I now go to the guy's, do his blood pressure. Let's talk to him. See what he says.
Hi, it's me again.
Nothing.
I'll come back later.
Let's see what he says.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets... It's because...
I'll come back.
Let's speak to him. I've got a feeling I shouldn't have done that.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
There we go.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Even though that guy, I've spoke to him already. Is Bunny coming? There we go.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Here we go. Surely this is the...
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment?
This dude is a bit of
Because
a
he's
dick, to be
got
fair.
money, isn't it?
I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Okay, well I thought that was going to be.
Hey,
Right, well,
Benoit.
let's speak to-
Yes,
There we
sir?
go.
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Oh, yeah. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
How did he know that that was him? He didn't say what bed he was in or anything, you know. Pardon me. Is that it? Am I free to go? Sound as a pound. But before we go in here, we're going to have to get past the guard. But I was going to say I'll see you on the flip-flop, so flip-flop.